Okay, so we are live, and welcome to our first attendees to our another webinar from the series of subject webinars. My name is Georgi, and today, as always, I will be your co-host / co-moderator. And as you can see, I'm not alone, and we have two guests from one university who will be talking about two different programs on bachelor's level. And let me immediately jump into already to the agenda and to my presentation before we start with our guest presentation. But just small technical detail to all the attendees. For those who do not know yet, you cannot use the chat function. However, you can send in your questions already starting from now in the Q&A using Q&A button, which you can see in the bottom part of your Zoom interface. So these questions will be monitored by me. I will take the note of them, and we will try to answer them, all of them, live after all our professors do their presentations. So we will have now 10 minutes of live Q&A, so stay tuned because your questions will be definitely answered. All right, so let me jump into the presentation right now. As you can see, today we are talking about studying e-mobility and physical engineering with Ravensburg-Weingarten University of Applied Sciences. So you can see our two guests for today. So from Ravensburg-Weingarten University of Applied Sciences, we have Professor Dr. Jörg Eberhardt, who will be talking about bachelor's level program in physical engineering. And from the same university, we have Professor Dr. Andreas Siggelkow, who will be talking about, again, bachelor's level program in e-mobility and green energy. So before Professor starts with their presentations, let me tell you two words about MyGermanUniversity. So who is behind this webinar? It's MyGermanUniversity, and we are Germany's largest database of English taught study programs. When you go to mygermanuniversity.com, you will be able to find over 2,400 study programs in English, which are not only on bachelor's level, but also master's level. On the left-hand side, you can see a small excerpt of our study finder, and there you can see that you can also find some short courses and language courses in Germany for international students. And our mission, to put it simply, is to help international students like you on their way towards studying in Germany. And our study finder is exactly one of the ways of doing so. And as I said, this is just a small excerpt of study finder, because when you go to mygermanuniversity.com and you go to the study finder section, you will be able to find more of options that study finder can offer you. By more option, I mean much more filters. For example, you can find a fitted program according to your level of English, even that. Or, for example, the programs that are using the direct application, or the programs that are using University as an application, etc., etc. So lots of options there for you, and I will strongly suggest you to take a look at the study finder. Another way of helping you is through writing comprehensive articles. Right now on our webpage, we have over 95 comprehensive articles, and on various topics. You can see on the left-hand side, we have navigator, so to say, and there you can see some topics, for example, fees and costs, letter of motivation, scholarships, technical universities, etc., etc. Lots of topics and lots of useful articles, and this is another way of helping you. And I would strongly suggest you also to take a look at the topics that are of interest to you. And last but not least, the third way of helping you is through organizing webinars like the one that we are having today. So we have over 150 webinars per year, and the topics again vary. It can be scholarships, it can be UniAssist, it can be visa, or subject webinars like the one that we are having right now. And you can see already planned webinars on our website in the section of webinars, and you can sign up for every webinar for free, absolutely for free. And I would also suggest you to create an account on our webpage, because again, for free, absolutely, because then it will help you to unlock more options that the website is able to offer you to international students and any other students, of course. And regarding our team, we are based in Hamburg, in Germany, but we are all over Germany, not only in Hamburg, and we are also not only in Germany, actually, because we have our colleagues who are based in other countries like Spain and China, and we are an international team, and we are constantly in different languages, for example, in English, in Spanish, in Portuguese, Georgian, etc., etc. So, regarding the study programs that we are having today, I wanted to show you just how they look like when you go to our webpage, to MyGermanUniversity Study Finder. So, for example, when it comes to physical engineering, you can see how it looks like. There you can find all the information quite in details, by the way, regarding the costs, regarding the deadlines, etc., etc. And on the right picture, you can see the info package button. So by clicking on info package button and filling out some basic information, you will also receive all the necessary information that you need via email to your email. So the same applies to e-mobility and green energy. So yeah, I would also suggest you to, I will share the links to these websites, to the pages that I've just showed you in the chat very soon. And then I would strongly suggest you to take a look at them. All right, so let's move to our guests and to most interesting part of our today's webinar. And we, as I said, we are in Ravensburg-Weingarten University of Applied Sciences, and you can see where it's located, quite south of Germany. And as I said, Professor Dr. Andreas Siggelkow will be talking now about e-mobility and green energy program. I will stop sharing the screen right now and invite Professor Siggelkow to the floor.
So, hello to everybody. And I have to rearrange my windows a little bit before I want to start. Here we are. Okay, I'm talking about the University of Applied Science, Ravensburg-Weingarten, and I will show you where it is. My name is Andreas Siggelkow, and I'm from the Electrical Engineering Department. And yes, let's continue. The university is here. If you have a look at the world map, somehow India is around here, and here we are in Germany. So it's a little bit more north than India, so it's a little bit more cold than it is the case today, a little bit, and it will get even colder during the next few weeks and months. As already shown, another map, but here a special map of Germany. Weingarten is in the far south of Germany, near the Lake Constance. The Lake Constance is shared with Switzerland and Austria in the south, in the south of Germany. And yes, and this shows you a little bit from Weingarten and Ravensburg. You have good opportunities to do some sailing in your free time, in your leisure time, or Lake Constance. This is a famous thing down there. As you could see here, Germany is split into several countries, and this is the state of Baden-Württemberg, Bavaria, and many others towards the north, Schleswig-Holstein. And yeah, Berlin is located here. If you can see this mouse pointer, yeah, Berlin is located here, which is the capital of Germany. The University Weingarten is not far away, as mentioned, from Lake Constance, and also not far away from, as mentioned, Switzerland and Austria, and also the southern part of Germany is well known for his mountains, the Alps. Also, if you want to do this, some possibilities for some leisure time, go hiking or something like this, climbing in the Alps, and whatever you can do in such a kind of mountains. You have the look at the city, and here you see the famous church of Weingarten, the Basilica, where you could do some visits if you want. Here you have the view on the main building of the RWU, the University of Applied Science in Weingarten. The main building. We have some other buildings also, but this is the main building where all the administration will take place. So studying means you are in some rooms distributed all over the buildings, but if you have to do some administration, examination office and things like this, this will all be found here in the main building. The links, if you get the PDFs, which I am presenting now, then you just could click on the links here. The RWU has a link, rwu.ch/. .de for Germany. The electrical engineering has its own link with which you come to the electrical engineering, the English pages for the electrical engineering department. And inside electrical engineering, we have for the bachelor's program 2 study programs. This is electrical engineering and informatics or information systems. And it's what I'm presenting now, the electromobility, EM, the short. Also for those study programs, we have 2 pages on which you could click and get the information. All you need is the Bachelor Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. And also what I'm talking about now today here is the e-mobility and the green energy, EM. And here you get the link with all of the information you need to apply for the study program and get some further informations. The study program, the final degree is the Bachelor of Engineering. The period of study is 7 semesters, 6 semesters of studying and 1 semester in a practical, working in a practical 7th semester, working in a company around Ravensburg-Weingarten or north of Lake Constance somewhere. The start is the summer term. The closing date for applications is the November 15th for the summer term. And the admission requirements could be seen from the university homepage. It's a higher education entrance, qualification or equivalent. And what is very, very important is you have proven English language skills. And the test should be done by TOEFL or IELTS because, it's very important for you to be able to follow the first 4 semesters in this study program with the English language. The study program, how it looks like, and here I need a little bit more time to present this. The first semester is more or less the basics of electrical engineering, plus some practical work. We are a university of applied science. We have 2 kinds of university in Germany. This is one, the standard university, a more or less theoretical oriented university. And we have the universities of applied science, what we are. And here, everything is encapsulated in some practical work. So you have to learn the electrical engineering, the basics of electrical engineering, plus you are doing some practical work. You have to do some hands-on testing and soldering some resistors and capacities and something like this to build up some circuits, electrical circuits, which fulfill some function, whatever will be defined from the teachers. Then, of course, we are doing electrical engineering, and this is a part of physics. And so you have to get some understanding of the basics of physics. You have to do some programming because electrical engineering, especially in the electromobility, is not thinkable without being able to program microcontrollers. This means you have to do some programming, again, with some practical work. You have to do some digital electronics, again, attached with some practical works. Here you have to collect some AND gates, OR gates, and multiplexers and things like this, and build up a digital circuit which fulfills some whatever function, which will be defined differently from semester to semester. And of course, you need mathematics, which is everything in electrical engineering is just a model. It's different to mechanics or civil engineering or something like this, where you can see the results. In electrical engineering, everything is a model, and so you need mathematics. The most important thing in electrical engineering is mathematics, and so we have 2 blocks in the first semester: the analysis and the linear algebra. Then it comes to the second semester. There we have a big block, electrical engineering 2 with a practical, of course. Then we have metrology with a practical. You are doing e-mobility. This means you have to understand cars in a way. So this means you need to understand a little bit of machine construction, and you have to understand a little bit of how the materials will work together. Then I should translate this material science. Then mathematics is again a part in the second semester, and then in the third semester we have electrical engineering 3 again with practicals. We have electronics, so amplifiers, analog amplifiers, and things like this. And then you have to deal with how to construct a car, parts of a car. Yeah, this is this subject here. And here you will be taught with everything which deals with how to design something, how to design mechanics, how to design electrical parts, and so on. Yeah, so design of everything. This is this block here. Here we have circuit design, a first block. Circuit design is given here. Digital circuit design with a practical, and robotics is the last thing in the third semester. In the fourth semester, we have power electronics and, of course, electrical drives, which is very important for the e-mobility. Then the next thing in the direction of the digital part is the digital signal processing, and again, digital circuit design 2, the second part of digital circuit design. The first part is here, and the second part, digital circuit design, in the fourth semester. And then you get the final teaching and the examination of professional English, or in your case, it's professional German, because you have to learn German in the first 4 semesters, semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, and the examination for professional German will be given here in the semester 4, in your case. The 5th semester is a practical semester. So here you have to go to some companies and work like an engineer in a company, and you will be taught there what it means in a practical environment, how to work as an engineer in the e-mobility or green energy environment. Then the energy needs to be stored. So the storage possibilities will be discussed here in this subject. Then the automotive electronics, you have to know something about the buses inside cars and what it means, how the electronics in cars will be different to the electronics in consumer electronics. Yeah, this is the automotive electronics. And then the traffic telematics is taught in this one, in this subject here. Yeah, how to hold a car on track in an autonomous driving environment. Then you have to do some scientific work. So here you will be taught what it means to work as a scientist, and which requirements you have to fulfill for this, for your papers, for your project, and things like this. Especially a preparation for your bachelor thesis, which will be given in the 7th semester. Yeah. Then microcontroller, as mentioned here with programming, is a central part in e-mobility and also in the green energy. You have to control everything by means of the microcontroller. And then, of course, embedded systems is also an important thing in the direction of e-mobility and self-driving cars. Semester 7 is mainly for the bachelor thesis, but you have also some further subjects. The green energies will be discussed here, and the control engineering will be discussed here together with a practical, and you can do some optional subjects, whatever you like to see what is good for you and to give your portfolio a good environment, a good closing, maybe. Right. This is the central foil here for the study program e-mobility. The criteria for the application, I already mentioned it a little bit. This is the higher education entrance qualification. And this has been specified a little bit more on, I guess, on the homepage of the MyGermanUniversity. And it will be tested, not from our side. It will be checked from, I guess it is the MyGermanUniversity, together with all applicants from abroad. The English level will be tested either by TOEFL or by IELTS. With TOEFL, you need a score of 70 out of 120. It's an internet-based test, or IELTS. And here, this is a different scoring. Here, you need an overall band score of 6 to get an access to our university. The application could be done online. And I guess this is also now changed to MyGermanUniversity. But if you want to do it, you could also do it as with My Campus on this homepage here. On our homepage, you could apply for the English language study programs on our homepage. And now I want to switch over to Mr. Eberhardt. And I have to stop the screen. No, yeah.
So thank you very much, first of all, Professor, for a very nice presentation. And before we move to, Professor Dr. Eberhardt already started his presentation. Yeah, I just wanted to make clear something clear. So if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned that application is done from MyGU. Was it correct that I heard this? Or maybe I misunderstood.
You heard this because I got an email recently that the tests, not the application, but the tests of the applicants, if they are okay, if they are okay for the if the certificates are okay for the application to German universities.
Okay. Yeah, in general, just to make clear up for attendees, so we are not the ones who will check your applications for sure, but yeah, you send applications, as Professor mentioned, directly to the university, just to clear this up. And yeah, Professor Eberhardt, please take the floor now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Jörg Eberhardt, and I hope that you can see my screen at the moment. I have no feedback on my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Jörg Eberhardt. I am a professor for machine vision and 3D technologies, and I'm also the head of studies for the study course Physical Engineering, which I want to introduce you right now. So if you decide to come to our beautiful Weingarten, to the university, and you choose this physical engineering course, then you will have me in the lectures of computer science, machine vision, and photonics. Now, what is physical engineering about? First of all, this study course focuses on physics, on material science, on computer science, on sensors, robotics, and photonics. So, as you can see, it's quite a lot that we are going to teach you during these 4 years of studying. The first 3 semesters, they are taught in English. And then the next 4 semesters are then followed by German language courses and German lectures. There is also the possibility to study in a mixed environment. That means that if you choose that you want to study the first semesters already in German because you have maybe learned German at school before, this is also possible. We also try to mix the groups together. That means that you have let's say, a good experience in German working teams. We mix basically these groups and do student projects together. Also, we focus on internships and bachelor thesis in German companies, in German industrial companies, so that you get nice work experience in these companies. Most of our students prefer to stay in Germany after they have successfully completed the course. Not everyone does this, but most of our students stay for a couple of years in Germany. Of course, we offer a lot of projects. I think an interesting option is also to do projects together with famous research institutes, such as the European accelerator called CERN. Maybe you have heard from them. And of course, our Bachelor of Science qualifies for master studies in Germany at the university, elsewhere, also in Europe and the US. The graduates of physical engineering, they are highly valued by employers, not only in our region, but also around the world. So I can tell you that there is no student which leaves or which reaches the diploma and does not have a job within a few weeks. You can follow us. You can see the projects that we're doing. If you look on YouTube, if you search for RWU, this is the name of our university, and the study course Physical Engineering, then you can find some introduction, of course, in German, also in English, and also nice project that we have done as part of our study course. Now, physical engineering at a glance, you have a total of 3.5 to 4 years of study. This includes the internship and the diploma thesis. It's a full-time study course, and the final degree is Bachelor of Science. The admission requirement is the same as Professor Siggelkow told you. We need higher education, entrance qualification, or something which is equivalent. We propose always the international student to do a kind of preparation course. There are different ones. The most famous ones are the 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨. We also have online assessment tests. And of course, you need the English certificate. That means this TOEFL or the IELTS certificate. The start and closing dates for physical engineering, we start always in the summer term. That means we start mid of March. And the closing time for this summer semester is always the 15th of November. That means this year, the closing date is the 15th of November for the start next year in March. Our study course offers different labs. In these labs, we do projects, and we have labs where we do 3D printings, where we look at materials, different materials, nanomaterials. We have labs for light and laser. We do a lot of physics, so we also have physics labs. And we have a robotics lab and a lab for autonomous systems. Now, what can you do after you have successfully studied this physical engineering course and you have your diploma? Well, I want to give you some examples. This is Volker. Volker is an ex-German student. He is today an R&D engineer for light design. He started his career as R&D engineer in light design. He completed our study course Physical Engineering. He won a real Oscar Prize for technical development in Hollywood. And today he is even the CEO of this company, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥. Another career is the career as R&D engineer for satellite technology. This is the example of Teresa. She also studied physical engineering, and after her after her bachelor, she continued with a master program at our university. And today she works at Airbus, a big company located next to the university, and she works there as a manager in the R&D department for satellite technology. Another example is Stan. He works in the area of artificial intelligence. Stan, after his B.Sc, Bachelor of Science in Physical Engineering, he decided to create or to start a startup company, and he invented a smart AI controlled fire protection system. And this company was founded 1.5 years ago, and it's called Guardian Technologies. So Stan is now working in the area of artificial intelligence. So all these are examples of future careers after completing this physical engineering course. Of course, this is not all. That means with physical engineering, you have many possibilities. You can work, for example, or our students work today as R&D engineers in mechanical design, as R&D engineers in automotive companies. They are programmers or software developers in different companies. They are project managers. They work in sales or service areas. And of course, if you decide after your bachelor to continue your studies with a master, our university offers different master study courses. And of course, you can also go in another place in Germany or even in Europe or the world. There are many more places, of course, to study. So if you have any ideas, I think physical engineering could be a good starting point to bring them to paper. Now, this is my presentation. If you have any questions, you're free to contact me, Eberhardt@rwu.de. This is my name and the name of the university. You can find us on YouTube, as I said before, and now I am open for questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for a wonderful presentation. And yeah, we can jump into the questions, actually, the Q&A session. And also special thanks for Professor Siggelkow for answering already so many questions in the chat. Made my job easier today, but still, I would like to address some of the questions because students cannot see each other's responses. So let me start maybe with Professor Eberhardt. Question for him. I saw there was a question exactly for physical engineering. So mathematics pre-course is with an extra charge. When does it start? Can I attend if I request visa to enter the country? So this is the question.
Well, okay. There is one prep course which comes at extra cost. This is called 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨. This is not offered by our university, but is offered, for example, in the place of Konstanz, which is not far away from our university. I'm sorry for that, but I can't give you more details about this 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨, but it's a very famous way of coming to Germany. Maybe, Georgie, you can give some more information about that. Our university offers an additional prep course for mathematics, which is free of cost and starts always in August. And we are planning to offer one in the future. That means starting from next year, also in our summer term. That means in March.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Professor. And regarding the 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨, yeah, I mean, it will take time if I try to explain now lots of things, but what I will do now is I will put in the chat an article about 𝘗𝘢𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘓𝑑𝘦𝑗𝑡𝑒𝑐. And for those who are interested, and I think you should be interested because it's important, especially when you're coming to Germany to do your bachelor's, it is really often the case that you have to go first through the 𝘗𝘢𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘓𝑑𝘦𝑗𝑡𝑒𝑐. So there you can find some basic information that will be of very useful for you, and especially if you are going to apply for the physical engineering program. So thank you. The next question, I would say, yeah, any of you could answer. What about housing? Are there any dorms in the university?
The housing situation is quite good in Weingarten. I think, as far as I know, every student found something in Weingarten. There are some dormings. I don't know how many in the neighborhood of the university. Plus, there are many places in private houses around Weingarten and in Ravensburg.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to add, we have a so-called international office, and the ladies working there, they help to find the housing. Okay, so you're not left alone. If a student comes, he will get assistance to find a house or dorm at a university.
That's really good advice. Thank you, Professor. And from my side, I would just say, as a former international student, generally dorms are really something, the subject of hunting, maybe for international students, because they're really good places to stay in terms of also finances, etc., etc. That's why you should be as quick as possible in order to be sure that you get the place there. Thanks a lot. Then another question. So excuse me, I tuned in a little late. Where could I apply for e-mobility and green energy March bilingual program?
As mentioned on my slides, you can apply directly from the university homepage. Just switch to the English language on the 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨 homepage, and switch to the English language, and then just go towards the application, and then you will be guided to the right place.
Thank you.
That's very easy.
This is the question the professor already addressed, but let me still read it out, because I think it's important for everyone to know. Sometimes it might be confusing. So the question is, I'm confused about the application. On your page, it says online application tool, and then a few paragraphs later on the same page, it says that I should send via normal post my signed documents. So which one is correct? So yeah, professor already answered this question, but to again want cleared up for maybe both programs, how this process of online application and physical post sending work together, because I think it's really important. Any one of you could start.
Okay, this is answered best by Mr. Masch, if she would be here. As far as I know, but I don't know the details. As far as I know, I answered it in the chat already in the Q&A. You have to do the application, the online application, and to prove that everything is correct, you have to send via snail mail the signed documents in as a paperwork.
Okay. Okay, and it works for both programs, or? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Then, yeah, Professor Siggelkow already mentioned on the slide that the band score for IELTS, because there was a question, is at least 6.0. And is it the same also for Professor Eberhardt's program?
Yes, it's the same.
Okay. And if the student comes from the country, not English-speaking country, but if the student studied at school in English, is it a significant proof and enough proof that he or she know English, or they still have to take a test?
They still have to take a test, because otherwise everybody from India could apply without the test to the programs. So short, a test is needed.
Yeah, good to know. Thank you. Okay, hello. Do I still need to take IELTS or TOEFL exam if I've already studied English and my colleague? Yeah, this is exactly what we have just addressed. Yes, yeah. I mean, if you are from a native speaker country like US, UK, I suppose that then you do not need to take.
I'm not really sure, but then it would be stupid, I guess. So I hope this is also seen by the study department here, the student department.
Yeah, I would just wanted to say that it is often happens with some programs, based on my experience, that sometimes these kind of proofs are taken, accepted if you are from USA, UK, Australia, Canada, etc., where it's a native language, not official language, like from Nigeria and India. Sometimes programs not take this proof. So might be the case also in this case, but yeah, you can check it also on the website.
Yeah, but I know Nigeria, and there appears a question from Ghana. I know Nigerian students often could speak English very well, and also from Ghana, but there is also the test needed.
Yeah, good to know. Thanks a lot. So what is the question? There was one more question that I wanted to address from already previous ones. Just a second. Yes. Yeah, in case of Professor Siggelkow's program, it was possible to reorganize modules And is it possible also in case of Professor Eberhardt's program to take fewer courses per semester, or it's prohibited?
No, of course, this is possible. So you can study at your own speed. However, it has to fit within certain regulations, but I would say most students don't need to extend too far. But yes, you can study at your own speed.
Thank you. The next question is, for 2 application modes, are the deadlines different? Yeah, could you elaborate more on this? Which 2 application modes, or you mean 2 programs, maybe? What do you mean by 2 application modes? Please elaborate, and then we'll address this question. Then it's question, I did telecommunication in the UK and started Master of Science Statistics and Probability and want to enter MSc in Biomedical Engineering. Is it possible for me to get a scholarship to pursue my MSc in Biomedical Engineering? Yeah, this is not directly addressed question to our guests, but I will share with you the scholarship website and a scholarship article where you can find some information on this. Then the question is, will this be recorded? Yes, it is being recorded, and upon the approval from our professors, it will be published on our YouTube channel. And then you can see it. The online, okay, so deadlines so the deadlines question was about, is the deadline for online application different than from the physical post?
The deadline is it's the same deadline, I think. Jörg, do you know?
I'm not sure. I know that often there are questions after the application, and we have the admin people working together with the students that they basically send in the documents. I don't know if we need the same application for physical and the online application process. I would say important is the online application process.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Another question from Redmi is, does this course have age limit? I already have a bachelor degree in chemistry from Iran, and now I'm 24.
Definitely not.
Yeah, especially if you're 24. So definitely no. Yeah. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Then Taha, I already sent you our email. So you want to get in touch with the universities. So, okay, he would like to have your emails, if it's possible to put it in the chat. Yeah, Professor Eberhardt is answering this question already. Thank you.
Okay.
Great. And there was one more question that I received via email also. Is the deadline same for all the students? They mean that for EU and non-EU students.
No, the non-EU students are 15th November, and the German and the EU students are a little bit later. I'm definitely don't know exactly what the deadline for the German students is. Eberhard, weißt du das? Do you know?
I think it's mid of January.
Yeah, something like that. 15 January, or I'm not sure, but it could be.
Yeah. So for you, if you are international student from non-EU, then your target is 15th of November. And if you are from EU, then you can check it on the website also, and on our website as well. Then you will find a definite answer to this kind of technical questions. So Taha, I hope that your questions were answered. You have another question: is, are there online courses or studies? You mean in these universities? In this University of Weingarten? Yeah, maybe someone could address this.
We had some online courses during Corona times, but now we skipped it, and only just a few, because of some reasons, some online courses still remains, but not officially. There are some non-official courses which remains from the Corona times, but the question answers from TAR is no.
Okay.
Not in our university.
Great. Good to know. Thank you very much. And it seems that we have addressed every question. Then I would say thank you very much, professors, for your presentations, for answering all the questions. And thanks for attendees also for being so active. And from my side, what I would say, if you would like to give any feedback regarding today's webinar, you could do it on our Facebook page or on our Google page, because then based on this, we also try to improve the procedures, etc., etc. And now, before I close, there's one really specific question that I would like to address, the final question that I've received, and then we'll call it a day. I finished IGCSE O level. I want to know that is A level necessary, or can I apply the university's visit document that is equal to A level? So to translate it differently, I think this meant, do I need to do 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 or I can get it directly to the programs? Yeah.
I think this is what I meant, but what I mentioned with the email, which I got recently, this things changed a little bit, and the level is checked not by our university anymore, but by another authority, and I don't know exactly where it is and who it is.
Okay.
Weißt du das? Do you know, Jörg, what it is?
I think it depends on the country and on the visa regulations. Basically, we do not need this 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 entrance level, but in many countries today, it is mandatory to have a kind of level to enter or to get the visa permission. Okay? Mm-hmm. So this is a very specific question. We should have more details, then we could answer it.
Yes. And yeah, again, regarding all these details, once again, to put you on the same page, more or less, check the article that I have recently published, recently shared in the chat regarding 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, and there you might find some answer to your questions, because this is really difficult to answer based on not having more background regarding you, because sometimes questions are really general, and more information is needed, and there's not enough time really to go in details regarding each and every student's profile during the webinar. But this is why the emails are provided, and then we can follow up the conversation there. All right, so thank you very much once again, and it was a pleasure, and I hope to see you on our future webinars. If you would like to add anything, professors, please feel free. Other than that, we could call it a day.
From my side, sorry, Andreas. From my side, thank you very much for this very interesting format. And to the students, I would like to welcome you soon in our study courses. See you hopefully soon. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
And from my side, thank you very much. And I hope we will see somebody or all of you in the university in October, in March.
Yeah. Nice to have to see everyone actually, but all of those who still have questions, please check the websites that I already shared links to, and the professors shared links to, and you also have contact details of us, of them, and get in touch, and we will follow up with your further questions there. Thank you, take care, and bye-bye.
Bye.
You, bye-bye.